I'm Philip Bluestein with Rocky Mountain Wills and Trusts, and I wanted to take a minute or two of your time today to teach you something about a question that comes up quite often in our practice. The question is, how often should I update my will, or how often should I update my estate plan? It's a great question, and there's certain things we look at to determine whether or not an estate plan needs to be updated. Like many things, there's no set rule that says, oh, it has to be done at any certain time. However, there is a general rule of thumb that we like to follow. So this is one thing we're going to consider in it. That general rule of thumb that we like to follow is basically at least every 2 years you want to be sitting down with your attorney, talking about your estate plan and seeing if it needs to be updated. Does not necessarily mean that it has to be updated at that period of time. You may not need to. However, it's a good time, at least every 2 years, sometimes more frequently, that we want to at least look at it, see what changes might need to be made, or see if anything has happened that would prompt us wanting to do things differently. The other way we look at it is there are certain significant life events that we want to consider when those things occur, that this may prompt changing our estate plan, changing the provisions you have in it, or a variety of different things. What are those things? Certainly birth of a child or adoption of a child. Again, with children, maybe they're graduating from high school and you want to make some changes. Maybe they're graduating from college. There might be some other changes or additions to your estate plan. Marriage, that's a big one. Things have changed, time to update things. Divorce, a very big one. Obviously, there are normally going to be some changes that need to be made, and you want to address those at that point. Other things you want to consider, perhaps birth of grandchildren, or a decision to put money aside maybe for grandchildren that hadn't been made before. Maybe it's time to move from basically a will-based plan, which a lot of people have, to maybe a living trust-based plan, or even more sophisticated estate planning. Maybe it's time to do some asset protection. Maybe we have some expected inheritance, or we have received some inheritance and you want to look at it at that point and make sure that is going to be properly provided for. Maybe we're doing asset protection for a variety of reasons as well. So those are all, that's not an exclusive list, but those are all factors that we want to consider. So if any of those things are happening, even maybe you've moved, bought a new home, sold a home, retired, new job, all those kinds of things, we want to consider those things. Or if those haven't come up, as a rule of thumb, as I said, generally, if it's been 2 years, we certainly want to sit down and talk about and see if there is anything that has come up. So I hope this has been helpful for you. Certainly contact us if you have any additional questions or would like to set up a consultation with us. We would be happy to sit down with you. Thank you very much.